Remember that doner kebab trend that was going around? You put the ground beef in the parchment paper and then put it in the oven and it was like shawarma? How about some al pastor? Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Chronicles of the Chef. I'm Scott Hamilton, and in today's video, I'm going to take the doner kebab trend and I'm going to put a little twist to it. Much like I did in this video with the smashed tacos where I added falafel to it, we're also going to mix it up. Doner kebabs, shawarma, gyros, all that spit roasted kind of meat is the inspiration and where al pastor comes from. I saw these videos, I didn't see any al pastor, so I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna make a simple marinade that's inspired by al pastor. I'm gonna show you a simple trick for some delicious cilantro and onion. And I'm trying out a new salsa from another YouTube creator. Let's get cooking. I feel like the doner kebab shawarma in the oven trend was about simplifying a delicious street food. So I wanted to keep that theme while we were making it into al pastor. So the marinade I made really simple. Pineapple, onion, cilantro stems, de-seeded jalapeno, and then I did some chipotle, and this jar was a huge lifesaver. I've always seen it in cans. This is the first time that I've seen it in a jar, and I've just been able to just tablespoon here and there. It's chopped up chipotles rather than whole. It helps give me a little bit more control over the spice level if that's something you're worried about. A lot of al pastor marinades are going to utilize dried chilies, cumin, oregano, marjoram, all sorts of different ingredients, and you can find great recipes for that. I went the simple route and I use High Desert Kitchen's Escalante seasoning. It has all those flavors. It's kind of like a taco blend. So your favorite taco seasoning, I think, would get us there and close enough. But the secret, I think, that you have to do was the achote annatto paste. I finally found this and it is so good. Not only is this paste going to give you all sorts of amazing depths of flavor that really bring it home for al pastor, but that classic and unique color of the marinade really comes from this paste. So I would say mess around with all those other things, but this, you gotta hunt it down and find it, and it'll be for the best. Now, we're gonna do some chopped up pineapple in with our meat because I want to have that kind of texture and that roasted pineapple feel in with our pork. Ground pork is gonna react differently than ground beef. You have to keep this really cold. Otherwise, it's going to kind of fall apart and just turn to mush because the fat is more viscous than beef fat. I'm going to use all of this marinade. Your hands are warm, and that's going to adjust the temperature of our ground pork. I found that we want to be careful of too much moisture, so you have to watch your liquid going in. Because of that, I only use 1/4 of an onion to a pound of pork rather than 1/2 an onion that I feel like you normally would do in your doner kebab kind of recipe. Now, we want to make sure that we get all this flavor mixed throughout here. I learned this trick for kind of like pork patties and stuff like that. Once you've got everything mixed in well, and again, we don't want to overmix, but we want to make sure that everything is coming in contact with all this delicious flavor. You want to make a spoon with your hand, so fingers together, little cup, and we're going to kind of scoop up the pork and throw it down. Scoop it up, throw it down. Scoop it up, throw it down. And what this is doing is this is going to force the air out of this pork and everything, and it's going to help give us a better binding of our pork so it holds together better even as that fat melts. I'm going to wash my hands and let's get this into parchment paper. I got my parchment paper here, and I like to have it folded in half, and we're going to do about 1/3 of our pork here. And we're not going to roll it out crazy thin. But again, because this melts, and if you think about like a cookie, when you have a warm cookie dough and you put it in the oven, or you do a cookie in an oven that you're preheating, that butter in there is going to melt and it's going to give you a flatter cookie rather than a nice raised cookie and keep it nice and tight when you put cold dough into a hot oven. So we're going to take that same concept and we're going to throw it into here. So we're going to leave this relatively thick, probably still like 1/4 of an inch thick, but I would rather have it be a little on the thicker side than on the too thin side so that the fat can melt but still have all that meat holding it together. All right. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to try to kind of more like trifold, quad. I just don't want too many folds in here. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to throw it down and we'll repeat the process. We got these all folded up. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw our pineapple that we're gonna roast on the outside so that we have chunks of pineapple for garnish as well. All right, let's get this in the fridge so it stays nice and cold while we're marinating it, and we'll get working on our salsa. Let's get making our salsa cremosa verde. Now, I'm using Jonathan Zaragoza, I think is his name. His recipe, I'll link him down in the bottom, and I'm using his recipe for this salsa as kind of my base to get things started. I'm gonna start with some neutral oil. I'm using avocado. Whatever you really want will be just fine. You just want more of a neutral flavor. We got a whole bunch of garlic, which I'm all about. His is all serranos, and I bought a bunch of serranos and jalapenos just to mess around with things. So I'm doing 3 serranos and 2 jalapenos. It's about 150 grams or so of peppers, just the stems cut off. About a half of a medium to large onion. Throw that in there. And now we're just gonna let this cook till all of these things are nice, kind of like a golden brown, and then we'll cool it down before we get into the blender. We'll switch pans here. All right, so we've got our water here at a good boil. We're gonna add some salt to it, just to kind of flavor everything. His recipe just says to use the leaves only of the cilantro. I'm gonna use the stems as well, because it's all gonna go into a blender. And we're just gonna do a quick blanch. And all we're doing with this blanch is looking to soften up the cilantro. And also it's going to help that green color pop and preserve it, because after 30 to 45 seconds is all we really need. We're going to throw it directly into an ice bath, and that's going to shock it, stop the cooking process, and also give us a beautiful green color. I got ice water here all ready to go. I'm just going to drop those guys right in. We're going to set this off to the side. Oh, it's smelling so good. We're going to call this good. This is looking absolutely beautiful. We're going to need this to cool down. So we are going to go ahead and drop this in here without splashing oil all over my plate, all over my face and everything. That's why you always go away from you, not towards you. But there we go. The last little bits here. And there we go. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and double up using our ice bath here. We're going to drop this guy in there. And that's just going to help kind of cool it down before we blend it while our al pastor is in the oven. We got our salsa chilling. I've got the oven preset to 375. I'm going to get our cold al pastor ground pork right here into that oven for about 30-35 minutes. While our al pastor is in the oven, we're going to work on finish up our salsa, and we're going to work on a condiment that I love on street tacos, and that is cilantro y ceballos, cilantro and onions. Super simple. I remember distinctly at the taco truck by my high school where we would go for lunch all the time. Their onion and cilantro mix was always just a little different, and there was always a little bit of liquid at the bottom, and I kind of figured out what I think they do, and I've experienced it at others, but like there was specific, this taco truck always did it. Now, I got a quarter of an onion, and I have a half a bunch of cilantro leaves that I just did a nice rough chop on, and I did a small dice on our onion. We're gonna throw those together. And then the secret thing that I think that they did, it was never just dry, even though there's a lot of places that just have it like this, and it's delicious and fun. There was just this like a little bit of like, almost like it was pickled. I figured it out. I do about 2 teaspoons of sugar, and then I hit it with some salt, and then a little bit of lime juice. And the salt and the lime and the sugar kind of acts like this kind of a little bit of a quick pickling. The sugar kind of macerates the onions, kind of like you would throw sugar on some berries, and it kind of gets them a little bit extra sweet and extra liquidy. This kind of brings out the sweetness of the onions. And then the salt kind of helps draw out some more of that liquid. And then it kind of makes it into this like really light kind of pickled, but the onions are extra sweet. They're nice and crunchy still. Then the salt kind of keeps them in that savory realm, and it makes the cilantro pop a little bit more. It is one of my favorite things to do. And then you just let them sit. And this doesn't need to sit for very long. We're talking literally another half hour or so before you serve it is all it's gonna need. We'll set this off to the side while we finish our salsa. All right, let's bring this salsa cremosa verde all together now. I am so stoked for this. So this is nice and chilled. It's still a little warm, but it's not like, oh, woohoo. This is gonna be good. All right, we're gonna drop this in here. Try not to make too big of a mess. Throw these guys right in, there we go. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of salt. I don't have regular chicken bouillon, which he says to add to this as like an extra pop. I don't have the regular bouillon. I have the caldo de tomate. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. We're going to do about a teaspoon of that. We're going to reuse our water here from our ice bath. We got 70 grams of ice water. And then we're just going to go ahead and give this a buzz. We're making emulsification with the oil. That's what makes it a creamy salsa, like a cremosa. You know, so want to know more about vinaigrettes and those kinds of things, make sure you check out my vinaigrette video where I dive in a little bit more on kind of, oh, it smells good. I dive in on vinaigrettes and emulsifications. To this, we're going to add our shocked, blanched, delicious cilantro. And this is where it's going to get really cool. It'll turn a beautiful green now. Oh no, some leaked out. Oh no, it's absolutely delicious. Winning! All right. See how beautiful green it is now? Oh, I love it. Is there a better way to taste salsa, to test it out, to make sure it's still everything you want it to be? Look how beautiful it is. It's all shiny and glossy and rich and creamy. And ooh. Yo, this is fire, and it is spicy but just right. Oh, it is just so good. Okay, one more try, and then we need to calm down. All right, we're gonna put a little into here just as a hangout kind of deal. It makes me so happy. It's so good. And the rest we'll put into a nice little squeeze bottle so we can have some fun with it. We want none to go to waste. It does look like it has like an avocado vibe to it with how rich and creamy and everything it is, but it's not. It's just delicious. Salsa Cremosa Verde. I am so happy that I made this. Let me know down in the comments, what's your go-to salsa? Do you have a recipe? Do you have a brand? Do you have any of those things? Me, I'm all over the place. I always love to try new salsa, but there are some that might just be in the rotation forever, and I'm okay with that. All right, moment of truth here. I've had some successful moments. I've had some rough moments. So I'm excited to see what it's like today. All right, fingers crossed. When we unfold it, it should be in some more like strips. Yes! Hallelujah. Woo! All right, let's try this guy now. Oh, yes! All right, also. That is so good. Okay. I'm going to get this in the oven under kind of more of like a broiler so that these pieces can kind of stay and dry out and we can get some crispiness and some char on top to really feel like it's been hit by like that flame while it's on a spit, like normally on a al pastor. Probably could have gone a little longer. I'm not going to stress about it. I'm just excited for what we got going here. I think that it dried out kind of nicely, gave us some good sheets and good little chunks and everything. This is looking absolutely delicious. And then just for some fun garnish, we'll throw a little cilantro on there. Oh yeah. I'm excited to build some tacos. Do you know who else is excited to build some tacos? My boy Leo. Come on. You excited for these tacos?
Yes.
Yeah. Do these look a little better than my last run, my last practice run?
Yeah.
It looks a little bit more like regular al pastor, huh?
Yeah.
All right, you want to grab a tortilla?
Mm-hmm.
All right, throw one down. Throw two down. We're gonna build two tacos, so we each can try one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do a little tricky trick here.
Okay.
We're gonna take some lime wedge and throw it on that side.
Lime wedge and throw on this.
Throw it on this side, and then these two will fold together. And now we've created our little taco wells, huh?
Yeah.
First things first. I think we need to go with some al pastor. Oh yeah, some pineapple in there too.
We're also gonna add some of this sauce.
Yeah.
Fresh made.
And then we got some
Onions and...
Onions and cilantro.
Okay.
Cebollos y cilantro or cilantro y cebollos. Do you want to try some? Okay, so these are kind of like a macerated thing. So they're like a little extra sweets. The onion should be a little bit more extra powerful, but not like tart like an onion, but more like sweet like an onion. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. And not cry like an onion.
Yeah, that'll make you cry, huh? I love them. They're so good. That sugar trick, I'm telling you, macerated onions. So good. You want to put some cheese on there?
Okay. I'll put some on mine.
Do a little cheesy cheese.
That one's mine.
Okay, perfect. You ready for this guy?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Can I put mine on?
Yeah, here, 1 second. We're
That
gonna...
one's mine.
This one's yours?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay.
let me try. Ooh.
Oh, you want more than that? Come on.
Aw.
Come on. Salsa. All right. Look at those. Okay. I think it's time to dig in on these delicious tacos. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right. Last little bit of funsies. So, of course, we got to hit it with a little lime.
Oh, God, my face.
Did you get your eyes?
No.
Good. All right. Want to grab your taco?
Yeah.
All right. Cheers. I'll pass our tacos. Let's go. What do you think?
Good.
Oh man, I think that's good.
Uh-huh.
And extra dangerous that was a 2-bite taco for me.
3 bite.
3-bite. That means we didn't stuff them enough.
There's so much sauce in my hand. Thank you.
Yep. Oh, that was a good one. I feel like it tastes smoky, even though it wasn't like cooked outside on a grill or on the spit like it normally does. The texture, I feel like it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
The onions are killer.
Yeah.
Salsa Cremosa Verde. Jonathan Zaragoza, International Goat YouTube. I'll tag him down below. Super good though. Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of this?
That's good.
I think it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Scale of 1 to 10?
Probably 10.
A 10?
And maybe you can make more of this meat, more of this, get more limes, get more cheese, and get bigger tortillas.
Oh, do bigger tacos instead of street salad? Do like a big taco, like a soft taco, or a burrito or something?
Yeah.
I think he's onto something. I think those would be really good. I think a breakfast burrito with this in it would be killer. Oh, some nice like creamy scrambled eggs.
Also, kind of like my breakfast Hawaiian king roll sandwiches.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Make this onto like so it's like a torta because we made this before in one of my test batches as a torta and it was super good. But doing the torta on doing the whole setup, make this and then put it on a whole bunch of Hawaiian sweet rolls. Oh, with this sauce and then the beans because we did refried beans on the bottom. We spread it on. Oh, it was killer. It was good.
You go to his YouTube channel, which.
Chronicles of a Chef.
Chronicles of a Chef. And go and see that breakfast sandwich. It is killer good.
If you like these kinds of videos where I take different techniques or I get inspired by restaurant things like the Breakfast Jack and we put a different twist on it, make sure you like, subscribe, do all those fun things so you can see all my videos. I post weekly. I post everything from cooking fundamentals to fun videos like this. And this kid likes to guest star. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Good work, dude.